Hey guys, welcome to another episode of MB Talks, and MB stands for Mirdan Bayramov. Today I'm going to talk with Logan. He's a photographer. He's probably a video maker. I'm not sure, but we are going to find out in our talk with him. So he's a he has very good Photoshop skills. So here's his three pictures that you're going to see right now. They are on the thumbnail as well. So that's his pictures, his work. So it looks pretty good. So today we're going to talk again as usually with him, ask him some questions. So your guys get a lot of insights, a lot of value out of it. So let's just dive in and let's just get started. And by the way, I forgot to mention that I'm going to put his Instagram link in the description. He has also very funny videos related to photography. They are informative and funny at the same time, so check it out. His Instagram account link will be in the description. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, awesome. How are you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too. Just finished eating lunch. You're a college student?
Yeah,
What do you study?
I study business marketing.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it is super cool. I wanted to study business marketing, but
So-
no, I wanted to study marketing, but it didn't work out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your name is Logan. Can I call you just Logan or?
Yeah, you could just call me Logan. That's cool.
Yeah, my name is Mirdan. Mirdan. Yeah,
It's nice to
a
meet
little bit hard name. Yeah, nice to meet you too. Where are you from?
Right now I live on the East Coast, like Philadelphia. Do you know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I lived my whole life on the East Coast, though. Just moving around though. So
Yeah, I see. I'm from Turkmenistan, Central Asia, so kind of an international student.
that's pretty cool, man. Turkmenistan?
Yeah,
Where is that?
Central Asia. It's next to Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan,
Oh,
Uzbekistan.
Pakistan. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, from that
Cool, man.
part. It's like 24 hours flight from here. Yeah, so give some background. People understand why did you decided to be photographer and very cool photoshopper. I'm telling you, your Photoshop skills are top. Just like how did you learn that?
It's interesting. Well, to start, I guess I started when I was in college. So I told you I wanted to be a marketing student, but when I was in college, I made some poor choices with my life and I partied like way too much, like 24/7. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I spent pretty much like 3.5 years of college just drinking and partying. That's pretty much it. So I didn't get into my major. That's why. So I studied economics instead. And I felt like my life was actually spiraling out of control, low key. So the last semester of my college, actually, I decided to go become sober.
Oh,
And when I went sober, and I did go sober, it was January 1st, 2019, like the very beginning of the year, I went sober. I had an old friend who was a photographer, and he's like one of the most inspirational guys to me. He's a portrait photographer, and I met him in New York, and then I just said like, "Yo, like I'm sober, or like I'm trying to be sober, and I want to take all the time that I used to spend partying and drinking, and I want to like do something that's positive for my life, you know?"
that's
So
cool.
then I picked up photography, and that semester, all the time, literally all the time that I would have spent drinking or hungover, I just spent learning photography. So That's how I got started with it.
Wow, it's like what is that? Life-changing decision, huh?
Yeah, it was a pretty life changing decision for sure. But it definitely helped me get through that patch in my life too, just because like it gave me something to do, you know? I wasn't just trying to be sober just to be sober. Like I was like being sober and it kind of kept my mind off of those kind of things. So
Yeah, and
yeah, that's
so okay, how long you've been doing that? Year then?
oh, so I was sober for a year, where I cut everything. And then after that, I was like, I think I reached a point in my life where I was like, I don't need to be like super strictly sober. I think I've reached a better point in my life. So um, after a year, I drank again, but like, and at this point in my life, I don't ever really drink. So I'm pretty much sober now.
No,
Not like
how
very
long have you
sober.
been doing photography?
Oh, so now it's gonna be like 2 years, like this month.
Cool.
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years of it. I'm I don't know. I probably not a year yet. So I'm fairly new. Not a year yet.
Huh.
But
Yo,
your Photoshop skills really impressive. Like, did you learn it throughout your year, 2 years?
no, so I started Photoshop in August of this year, of last year. So
How
like 6 months ago.
okay, explain how did you learn it? Like how? Like was there any kind of
I literally hated Photoshop like a lot. I hated it with a passion. You can ask like anybody. I was like, I never wanted to touch it because I was like, I felt disgusted when I opened up Photoshop and I don't understand anything that's there, you know?
yeah.
But I just started by learning like really basic stuff. Like I didn't learn like because there are those like 8 hour tutorials out there on the web where you can watch from beginning to end. Those never worked for me. So I would learn like the tricks or effects that I wanted to do. So like, there's that, like for instance, like the levitation is like one. So that was one of the first things that I learned. And then I would learn like I learned how to make things glow, and that was like the second thing that I learned. And then I just slowly started like gaining more effects into my toolbox. And then it was like just one day, like it hit me like that Photoshop is all like everything is the same. It's like all based on layers, bro. So like once you understand that, like it doesn't matter what you're trying to learn in Photoshop. It's like it's all like it all has the same root principle. So then from there, then I was able to accelerate really fast because I could just explore Photoshop and just kind of pick things up. Yeah.
So you were kind of learning by doing, right? Like with every project or with every idea, you were just learning particular technique.
Yes. None of the projects that are on my page are things that I actually knew how to do at that time. Yeah, I didn't know how to
Here's the
do it.
truth reveal.
Oh yeah, it's true. Like I didn't know how to do any of them. Like for a long time, probably for like the first 50, 60 posts, I didn't know what I was doing. Only now at this point do I like really know what I'm doing when I get in there.
So yeah, so okay, so since we were talking about people that influenced you and stuff, so you said your friend. Do you have someone else too, maybe in internet or something like that? For
Yes.
example, yeah.
So what were you gonna? Oh, you mean like a Peter McKinnon?
Ah. That's what I was waiting for.
Um, I think Peter McKinnon is. I think he's. I hands down. I have a lot of respect for him for sure, but I wouldn't say like he's my inspiration. I don't know.
The
I
same.
Yeah, I feel like he's really cool, but like I think that if I were want to be someone one day, I wouldn't want to be Peter McKinnon.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That makes
That's what I.
sense. Like when I started photography, when I discovered him, I started photography before I discovered him. Then I discovered him, and then he inspired me to keep going, you know. He
Yeah,
he mostly inspired me for filmmaking,
I
you know.
see.
I started
Yeah.
filmmaking because of him, but photography started before him. So
Uh,
I don't know. Yeah. What about you? Do you do filmmaking? Because according to your reels, which are very funny, you kind of have that video making skills too.
No, I don't really have video making skills to be honest. I shoot video sometimes, like I've shot video for clients too before too, but like I don't really do video like that. Those two are also like the I just learn it as I go.
So you are doing photography and filmmaking, for example, as a hobby or as a like professional, like as a business or something?
Um, it's interesting because I graduated college and I got a job in supply chain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know DHL? I feel like you must.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked for DHL and I worked there for a year and I quit my job because at that time I was 23, and I don't have a girlfriend, and obviously I don't have kids. So I thought, it's not that I hated my job, but it was that I didn't want to be like 40 and like be like, well, damn, like I just spent half my life like doing something I don't actually care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Time is something that you'll never be able to get back in your life. So I was when I started feeling that, I just couldn't help but think that every single day when I went to work. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna save up like this amount of money. And then when I reached that point, I quit my job. And so now I just create like that's I just create and freelance on the side sometimes. But really, I'm just pursuing my creative passions right now. It's a pretty fun time, yeah.
Cool. I mean, I see. I mean, I can see through the Instagram that you're having a fun times.
Yeah.
That video with the opening the box, I don't know. I can't just I can't ignore it every time when I open it. When you just scream on the box and then you throw it away.
Yeah,
That's
that one
funny.
was a yeah.
That's funny. Okay, now it's more what for serious questions. What I don't know motivates you to continue taking pictures? Just keep going or creating and stuff.
I think what seriously motivates me is like just the idea that there's so much to learn. Like the like picturing a day where my mind has like expanded to a point where I have like all this knowledge, like I can use, like if I could use Lightroom, like Photoshop, I could use Premiere Pro, and like I could use After Effects, and like I just have all of this knowledge. Like that is seriously what just motivates me. I just like get really inspired by just learning new things. Like it feels good and it brings me happiness to at the end of the day, either I've accomplished something or that I can be like, wow, I learned this today and now like I'm a better person, right? So then just go into the next day and I just like just try
Yeah.
my best to keep learning.
Yeah, there is one author. His name is Adam Scott, and he said that passion doesn't. Yeah, success fuels passion, rather than passion fuels success. So, like as you say, as more you learn, it makes you more passionate. You know, the better you become, the more you want to create, the more you become. You know that creator kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that because at first I was very driven by like money, I would say. Like I was very concerned about like the financial and that kind of stuff. But I think as I started to let go of that and like kind of accept that I would be okay with just living like a even just like a normal life or even make less money than I did when I graduated college. Like I think I would be okay with that. And I currently am making less money than I graduated from college. But I'm okay with it, and I think that's cool. I think when I
Yeah,
let go of the idea that I have to make money from this, from what I'm doing right now, and started creating just to create for my own like happiness, I think I was able to like
that
create
that's
at the same.
more likely you will make money if you will create with that mindset.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so to give some value, more value to people who are watching this. So what do you what do you believe make a good photographer? Share some tips, tricks, or whatever.
Man, I feel I was looking at this question and I had a hard time answering this question because I feel like well, everything in this world everything in this world, there are people who are talented, of course. You know what I mean? Like Peter
Yeah.
McKinnon is talented for sure. But I feel like it doesn't really, like, as long as you're open-minded and you're willing to learn, like you just have to stay consistent. I feel like that's just like a life thing for whatever you're pursuing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as long as you, like, you're never gonna get anywhere if you're like, okay, I'm gonna pick up photography and then I'm gonna shoot like once a month or whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
Like,
so you mean that amount of like you should practice, practice, practice. The more you take pictures, the better you become. That's what you mean?
yeah. So you know Kobe Bryant?
Wait, the basketball player?
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
He said if you need a reminder of how hard you need to work when you wake up in the morning, you're probably doing the wrong thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so like that's kind of how I feel about it. It's just like, I think if you want to be a good photographer or you want to be good at your craft, I think you just need to pour like your soul into it, you know?
oh, you should
Like it's
leave it.
something
You
that,
should leave it. It should be part of you, you mean?
yeah, it's not something that like someone needs to push you to do, you know? Like you will wake up and you'll be like, like this is what I want to learn today and I'm going to go do it. And then like the next day, like you'll wake up and do the same thing. Like it's like consistency won't be a hard thing to accomplish if it's something that you love. I just think that you need to put time into it. That's it.
That makes
Eventually, it'll
sense.
be good.
That makes
Yeah,
sense. I
yeah.
mean, for example, I'm studying, right? I have education, then job, then internship, and then a little bit hard for me to stay consistent. I'm trying to be consistent YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, trying to be on TikTok, but it's so hard. And so, yeah, so I'm trying to do all that stuff, even though it's hard, but it's something I enjoy, something I like. I even changed my major. I was engineer. The first year of college, I was computer
Uh,
engineer. I was doing great with the math and all stuff, but every time when I come home and I have free time, I will never spend on anything engineering. I will spend either on photography, video making, or any business kind of related things. And
uh,
then I realized that why should I pursue something that I don't even think about, you know,
in your
beyond
future.
the classroom?
Yeah.
So I thought like how can I incorporate, photography, video making, and all that stuff. And I came up with the idea of marketing, that it storytelling, everything kind of fits in that, so that now I can pursue the major and I know that the skills that I'm gaining will be useful and valuable. So it's like win-win for me. So
Yeah, Joe, that's definitely a win. And I think that on the point that you say that you're not consistent, I think, well, one thing, and I looked over your profile too and your YouTube too, is like you're trying, you know what I mean? And like that's the most important thing. Like it doesn't, like, yeah, life happens and like you don't always have like, you're not gonna have as much time as me. I'm unemployed and I'm just like making stuff, you know what I mean? So, but you are
I'm
working with what you
trying.
got, you know, like they also say like if you really want to do something, like you'll make time for it in your life, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like I think like you're a great example of that, and yeah, just keep going. It's okay that you don't have time, but just keep making things when you got the time, you know?
yeah. Okay, and I have, I think, more personal question. How
What's
how
that?
did you get 5,000 Instagram followers?
Oh,
Like, how did it happen? Did
oh my God.
something go viral? Did something
I
go
went, yeah. One of my reels got 3 million views.
viral? Ooh,
Yeah. So then after that one got 3 million views, then I was stuck at 1,300 for the longest time, and it was pissing me off. Not gonna lie. I was so triggered about it. I was like, what the heck? Like, why can't I grow? Um, and then that one went viral, and then I went from 1,300 to like 3,000 in like a week or two, week and a half. And then I realized, oh, like,
Reels.
yeah, I was like reels. But I was like, I should make funny stuff because funny stuff is funny. And then I just started making a bunch of funny reels, and I went from 4K to 5K in the last like few weeks too, or last week or two too. So
You made a very good point over here. Since I'm marketer and I'm kind of keep track of all that. See, since the new feature of Instagram came, Reels, it has such a massive organic reach, so that one piece of content just separates people from gaining 5,000 subscribers, million subscribers. That something will go viral, so that Reels and TikTok, like the platforms that comes new, it's
right.
worth to start putting out content, so that so that it some piece of content will just shoot and will gain will bring followers or any kind of exposure.
Right. So I wouldn't know how to explain it in marketing terms, but like in if you think about it, like since Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok right now, right? So like they want people to use Reels. So like and the ultimate goal is like yeah, they want people to use Reels. So
Yeah,
like if you're
so
not using
they
if,
push content.
yeah, so like people are getting positive results from Reels. So I feel like if you're just not using Reels, like I don't know why, you
I'm
know?
trying to, but I don't know how to come up with the ideas. Oh, see, here's another question comes up. How to come up with video ideas for Reels? How do you do that? Because your ideas are pretty cool, funny
Um,
too.
so there I it's funny. Okay, so let me look up this guy's name real quick. I want to explain it in a way. Okay, his name is Chamath. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Palih. He was the ex VP for Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah, he's like super freaking rich. Okay, he's a billionaire.
okay,
And he's also the co-owner of the Golden State Warriors. But basically, he was giving a talk at Stanford, and this is a tangent, but it's going to make sense. Okay.
okay.
He was giving a talk at Stanford, and they asked him about like how he like learned and that kind of stuff, and he was just like, "There's nothing original about me. I just copy other people."
Mm,
He was like, "So I've worked with CEOs and I've worked with billionaires," and he was like, "I just copy the things that they do well, and I don't copy the things that they don't do well, right? So if you surround yourself with high functioning people and you copy their positive traits, you will just become a high functioning person. Then you take those and then you like go make your own things, right?" So he was like, instead of focusing on being so original, just focus on becoming a really good copier.
mm, I see.
Yeah. So
Now it
I think that's what?
now it makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that I don't copy to the T, but like I take inspiration. Everything comes from like inspiration. Like nothing comes like oh, this is a great idea. Let me
I
make
agree.
this. You know?
Like on the
Yeah.
last,
So
sorry,
or
keep going.
what were you gonna say?
I was going to
No, what
say
were you gonna say?
in the last interview, I was talking with one photographer too, and we were talking about creativity. That creativity is not something, some ideas comes from out of the blue just to your head, but it's more combining ideas of other people to make something your own, to get inspired and combine that ideas. So
Yes.
most people think that creativity is something that, you know given something, people just come up with ideas because they are so outstandingly creative, but it's mostly taking that ideas that other people did and combining, adding something yours, and boom, you created.
Yeah, for sure. Like some of the greatest inventions are just like taking an idea that has already like been made and then just like recreating it, right? So it's just mashing ideas up. I think that's the easiest way to be creative, you know? And I think that if you kind of like for me, when I switch the mindset from like, oh, I need to make things, but I need everything needs to be original. Like if I just become like, okay, I'm gonna open my mind to everything that's out there on the internet, right? And I'm just going to let it like come through my mind, you know? And if I can make a connection, then there we go. There's my idea, you
Yeah,
know? So
yeah.
it
I
is
should,
in a way copying, but like it's also reinventing in a way. Yeah.
I should invest more time in Reels too. That's why TikTok and Reels, so that it gives me some kind of exposure. You know what I mean? Because I was doing Instagram for quite a bit, and I'm still stuck on that 300. I'm trying so hard, but yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
that was like a, what were you gonna say?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say like when I was stuck at the like 300 or 500 whatever. I don't know about you, but like I used to like go find people and like message like mad amount of people in a day, right? Like you would message so many people like, hey, I like your work, hoping that they follow you back, right? But like that kind of life is so hard. Think about how much time that you spend on Instagram just grinding to get followers. That life is difficult.
I know. What I do, I don't know if you know Gary V, probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, and I follow and I'm I follow him a lot and I listen to him a lot too. What I do and what I did is that 180 strategy. I would leave
Yeah.
comments and stuff, and that really drains. Like that's very hard.
Yeah.
Staring
Yeah.
at the phone and just yeah, it's hard. But I guess great things comes with a hard work or something like that, you know.
I think
And
things
plus luck a little bit.
I agree. But I also think that I think Instagram is easier than like and trust me, I'm not like at like 10K or anything like crazy, but like I feel like so far, I feel like Instagram is easier than what I thought it used to be. You know what I mean?
Easier
Because
in which sense? Easier create content or easier to
to
get
grow, to
exposed?
grow, to get to reach people, it's
No,
easier
but
than I
it's
thought.
so crowded right now. It's so crowded. The what is that said? Like the demand and supply, like the demand and supply for content now equal, you know? There is a lot of content making out people and so it's hard to compete. But
But
however,
just see,
what?
okay, keep going. I think
However,
that's just like some random excuse, bro. But yeah, keep going.
no, I'm not excusing. I'm still making content for that. But since what am I talking about? Okay, so for example, Reels, right? They put out Reels, and there wasn't a lot of content on Reels, so that's why the people that would create would be like first early creators on Reels, and if they're it's more likely for their content to be go viral and pushed because not a lot of people creating content, so you have like less options, so more people watch you, for example, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. It's a real thing, but I don't know, man. This
No,
is how I feel about it at
no,
the
I
moment.
will keep still keep creating, and I suggest everyone who's watching this keep doing because you are always one like one piece of content away from your dreams or whatever, like thousand
Yeah,
million, 10 millions of content. You know, you don't know which content, you don't know which piece of content will shoot. Like you didn't know which video, you didn't know that video will go
yeah.
viral.
I know. I will never know. Even today, I don't know because all the ones that I think are awesome, like, don't even get as many views as I thought they would. So
Yeah.
you just keep
Okay.
creating this for like your personal happiness. I think that's as long as you're happy at the end of the day with what you're doing, that's all that matters.
Good. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for responding and for participating. I really appreciate that because I didn't think that you would do that with the 5,000 subscribers. I thought like, ooh, but I will try, worth a shot. And you said okay, so I appreciate that. It was nice conversation with you. Great, a lot of insights. So
I started a podcast too. I don't know if you know, but like I started a podcast, and when I was like at like I don't know 1,000 followers, I asked someone who had 7,000 followers. She was a girl, and I asked her to come on my podcast, and she said yes, and I was like ecstatic because I was like, holy crap, she has so many followers. Like I can't believe, like I might as well just ask, but who knows what she's gonna say. So
yeah.
when you asked me, I thought the same thing. I was just like, oh, I was there once too.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah,
I'm thinking about starting podcast too, by the way.
yeah, for sure. I think it's a fun experience, man.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all
Have a good
right,
day.
peace. Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. He's very fun. He's very funny guy. It was very pleasant and fun to talk with him about things. So don't forget to check out his Instagram, the link in the description. Hit that like button if you like this video, and don't forget to share with your friends. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.